Well, look out behind you. It's college football time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Running Out the Clock's coverage of the Auburn Tigers and the Texas A&M football Aggies, coming to you live from a simulated College Station, Texas. I'm your friend Joseph Craven. We are excited about this broadcast. There's a dog. It's thrilled. Keith, what are you looking forward to most in this matchup of SEC mediocrity?
Mostly just more shots of Lassie.
Timmy fell down the well on his way to College Station and Kyle Field.
Timmy!
And here we are in one of Running Out the Clock's live game simulations. We are using the finest in video gaming technology, the PlayStation 3, to simulate what this real-life matchup will, in fact, turn out to be this weekend. Auburn kicking off to A&M to start the game. The scoreboard taking its time, realizing what's happening. A&M's going to field that, just down it in the end zone. And this game's underway. The A&M offense under Kellen Mond taking the field. Keith, what's your assessment of A&M so far this season?
They've been good, except for the Clemson game, in which they were bad.
Stellar analysis. There we go. Mond out to the left side. He throws that thing straight into orbit. Auburn celebrating his ineptitude. The Auburn defensive line stacked here. Keith, what do you expect to see out of the Tigers defense tonight?
I expect a hard-fought game and lots of defensive line grit.
With that type of coverage, you should get into coaching. Cameron Orey with a 10-yard reception. However, he's short of the first down. They're running the hurry up. Jimbo, he's still got Kellen under center. Kellen Mond was just biting his offensive lineman. Ja'Shawn Corbin's taken down in the backfield, but somehow that gained first down. So
interesting physics.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue it. The referee said it was a first down. Corbin trucks a man into his own death, takes down one of his linemen in the process. Keith, what do you think of this hurry up offense that the Aggies are running right now?
Well, at this rate, they're going to run 116 plays for the entire game.
Perhaps more importantly, Keith, what's your take on the top right corner of the field, which clearly didn't render in properly?
We are definitely living in the Matrix, and we're all going to die one day.
And one day is now. 3rd and 6 for the Aggies.
The day is today.
Still under center. He's got 2 out to the left side. He drops back. Auburn bringing some pressure. Oh, he's going to go down in the backfield. Kellen Mond sacked for -1 yards by Owen Papou. Does that seem accurate to you?
Yes. So celebrating hard with Wooten, member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Of the Wu-Tang Clan. I know you've been watching that Wu-Tang Clan miniseries. I don't know what it is. First punt of the day coming out of the All-American. He has an Auburn player slide directly through him. Doesn't phase him at all. No one's back there to take down the Auburn player.
They both have concussions.
That's definitely targeting, but hey, this is 2013 physics and rules. Targeting doesn't exist. Back then, it was a man's sport, Keith.
Sure was. Everyone loves CTE.
Huge fans. The play fake worked to perfection for Auburn. First play, the Auburn Tigers. Nix down the left sidelines. My goodness. Harold Joyner takes it 77 yards, and A&M bit hard on the play action. Have you ever seen such a terrible read on play action before in your life?
Well, if this whole quarterbacking thing doesn't work out for Nix, he has a promising career in the magician field.
Pulling a rabbit out of a hat, pulling a touchdown straight out of the A&M defense. Look at Gus's vest.
Gus Malzahn sexually assaulting a player.
With a vest,
me too.
With a vest like that, you knew it was coming. Auburn kicks the ball off to A&M. A&M hesitates, stutter steps. He goes ahead and takes a knee anyway.
Faked everybody out.
The Auburn defense starting off strong right now. Is this what you expected out of them, Keith?
This is exactly what I would have expected out of them.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Exactly.
Let's not talk about them ever again.
Don't need to.
A&M lining up with 13 offensive linemen. Kellen Mond, once again, man, his favorite receiver is clearly someone on the Auburn bench.
Yep, he loves that bench.
A&M struggling to get things going. They've got more players out in wide positions, but Mond still under center. Seems kind of uncharacteristic for Fisher's offense, but a good little strike off to Kendrick Rogers on the left side. 14 yards. Could A&M get the ball rolling here.
His dread seemed to be a very good counterbalance for his weight.
He's using his predator hair to his own advantage. An A&M lineman is clearly standing up on the left side. Their left tackle is not getting down in his stance.
Oh, he's pulling and then misses the block entirely.
Oh, good God. Well, someone go check on Ja'Shawn Corbin. He just got lifted.
Whoever that right tackle is for Auburn got down immediately.
He was ready before anyone knew they were supposed to be ready. Mon scrambles out to the right side. He runs into his own receiver.
Goodness, gets tackled by his own man.
Still gets the
you just hate to
down.
see it.
It's okay. He got his revenge at going down there. He clearly tore his own receiver's ACL. Mond operating out of the shotgun now. He's got 3 wide receivers. Drops back. There's pressure. Tosses out to the left side. Looks like that is going to be Glenn Beal with the 3-yard reception, the tight end. Minimal yardage. But they're going with that hurry up again. Keith, I'm tired just looking at him.
I'm exhausted. I've already gotten some Gatorade.
Jealous. Did somebody come and squirt it directly into your mouth like they do on the sidelines?
No, they gave me a Gatorade bath.
Well, congratulations on your victory.
I did something very good, apparently.
Pass to Courtney Davis over the middle. That's a nice little 5-yard gain. It's now 3rd and short. Only 2 yards to go for the Aggies. Mon's going to get back under center. He's got bunch formation off to the right side. Throws it over the middle. For whatever reason, Courtney Davis decides he wants to run it back towards the line of scrimmage. I guess he missed them. Still counts for a first down. Courtney Davis, close personal friends with all of his linemen. Just wanted to thank him. What is this?
Give him a hug.
A&M lines up in an I formation for no reason. It worked perfectly.
The right side of A&M's offensive line really loves to block. 73 just running right past you guys.
He couldn't
and blocks his own man. Yep.
He couldn't wait to block someone downfield.
Shades of 2014 Florida.
This formation makes no sense. But Mon throws it off to the left side. Man, Kellen Mond is digging A&M out of some holes so far that their running game is getting them into. Osborne gets them the first down now. Mond 6 of 8. What do you think of Mond so far in this game?
He's looked good when he's throwing to the same person on the left side of the field.
Don't you even think about the right side of the field, Kellen Mond. Keep it to the left every time, buddy.
I don't think his head moves that direction.
He's not an ambi-turner, Keith. We all knew this. We read the scouting reports. Mond steps back again. He throws it into double coverage.
See, this is why you don't look right, Mond.
It's not going to work for you. The ball hesitates on an Auburn defender's hand before falling harmlessly to the ground. 3rd down.
Old woodblock hands.
He keeps great rhythm, though. Mon hands the ball off to Ja'Shawn Corbin. He throws a defender backwards, but I think that's going to be short. Do you agree with the 3rd and 7 draw?
Trying to catch him off guard because they knew they were going for it.
Uh-oh, another I formation. This worked out poorly. Oh, that moron jumped. Keith, at what point do you sub a lineman out of the game just for being dumb as bricks?
Before the game even starts, Joseph.
Don't even trust him. They're going to resort to a field goal here. Definitely not the way they wanted this drive to end. What do you think's going through Jimbo Fisher's brain box at this point?
He's thinking about all those dump trucks full of money, Joseph.
So we know where his priorities lie, and they lie in his pocketbook. The kick is good. A&M on the board now, still trailing 7-3. Minute left in the first quarter. My God, he almost kicked that thing into that photographer back there. What do you think that photographer's getting a photo of? He's not looking at the action. He's not even looking at the referee.
Definitely Gus Malzahn.
He found Gus's vest to be irresistible. Let me just look at him.
Look at it. It's so tight.
It's beautiful. Auburn takes over. Let's see if they can muster maybe 2 plays on this drive. Shotgun, empty backfield. He fakes a handoff. A&M's not buying it this time around. Bo Nix sacked. 9-yard loss. Number 91 jumping through the offensive line in order to celebrate.
Yep.
Just
really,
shedded him.
Really took too long there.
What do you think? What do you think was wrong with Nix on that play? He had about 25 seconds to throw the ball and still did nothing with it.
Probably felt like he had to poop and was panicking for a second.
Couldn't remember where the porta potty was. Wow, a tackle so fierce It actually threw a player backwards. Little quick pass to Jatarvius Whitlow. It's now 3rd down for the Auburn Tigers. Nix back to pass again. He heaves it long. That pass is going to be deflected by Miles Jones and knocked down. Massive victory there.
Suddenly there's 4 players around.
They weren't there before, but they teleported in just to celebrate. Massive victory for the A&M defense. Keith, could this be the start of something good for Texas A&M?
Absolutely not.
Oh, well then I apologize for getting everyone's hopes up.
Oh.
Rashad Paul, 6-yard return. He actually moved 15 yards up the field and then tripped and fell backwards.
Yep. There wasn't even a tackle on that play. He just ran into somebody and stumbled backwards like a drunk.
He just kind of changed his mind, decided that's not where he wanted to go, felt more comfortable about 7 yards back from where he was.
I prefer if we start this drive here.
This just seems better. Mond steps back in a patented one-step drop back. Courtney Davis is able to take that ball over the first down marker. That's a first down for the Aggies.
Unsurprisingly, Kellen Mond finding success on the left side of the field.
It's like, why even line those receivers up to the right? But yet, there they are in the bunch formation.
Got to have those crossing routes, man.
Mond throws it off to Courtney Davis on the left side again. Davis, once again, 11 yards. Seems like they found one play that works and should never, ever differ from that play.
No reason not to.
Well, they call it a hurry-up offense, but they're certainly taking their time getting set up. Mond throws it to the right side of the field. Oh, it's a disaster. Well, no, Courtney Davis able to shed one tackler and get 6 yards out of what was a train wreck of a play. Coming to the end of the first quarter, A&M going to try to get one more play off. Mond fakes the pass, but hands it off on a little draw to Jashawn Corbin. The running game just not going anywhere for him in this first quarter, Keith.
That was a deft draw. I was still looking at his hands.
He had me fooled. I was looking downfield at this instant replay. At the end of the first, it's 7-3 Auburn with A&M knocking on heaven's door. Jashawn Corbin is carrying a deft 2.1 yard per carry average, which is just enough to get the first down.
He's nothing but, if not consistent.
If you need short yardage, he's your guy. If you need anything other than short yardage, he's not going to do it for you.
You should probably throw the ball to the right side of the field. Oh, man.
Corbin with a solid 1 yard. Again, carrying that 2.1 yard average to a T. Mond kind of under center, kind of just near a center. Hands it off to Corbin again. He takes it to the right side, and 1 yard. Are you surprised by A&M's inability to move the ball on the ground?
Not really. If you look at these offensive linemen, they look very big and very strong, but not very smart.
They also look like they're dry heaving right there. Oh, my gosh, what a terrible, terrible screen. Shocking to me that Kellen Mond tries to throw a screen pass to the left side of the field and never once looks to the man he's supposed to throw a screen to.
He couldn't. He was trying to look him off and got immediately destroyed.
Do you think those Auburn defensive linemen are dead? They sure looked it. So after all that, A&M gets knocked back by about 15 yards, has to resort for a long field goal. Looks like he has the distance. Yeah, it's through the uprights somehow. Here's a replay because I don't believe it. Okay, yeah, so it was perfect. Whatever.
Turns out we were wrong.
So sue me. A&M going to boot this one as far back as possible. Oh, wow. Auburn's receiver catches it while taking a knee. Just a real forward-thinking man right there.
It's a bold move. Really trying to conserve his energy on that play.
Auburn lines up. Trips out to the right. That's a thing I heard somebody say once. I think that's what they were doing. Throws it across the middle. There's a million Texas A&M defenders there, and Anthony Schwartz goes down instantly. Schwartz, not really known for a short passing game type of guy. I guess nobody told Bo Nix that before the play. Nix has all the time in the world and decides to throw it straight into Buddy Johnson. Buddy Johnson wearing a number 1, the exact same as wide receiver Courtney Davis. Keith, what's your take on players wearing the same number on different sides of the ball?
I think every player should wear the same number.
Speaking of same number, number 5, who we haven't seen at all. I don't know why I said that. Bobby Brown III. I believe it's actually pronounced Bobby Brown III, with a quick and massive sack on Bo Nix. That's a big boy.
He's a big fella.
That man was pounding the cheeseburgers on the sidelines before coming in.
All that Texas barbecue.
Auburn still on the under-rendered side of the field, has to punt it off to the other side. Oh, nope, I stand corrected. There's rendering issues on that side as well. A&M's return man sheds a tackler, gets it almost to midfield. Rashad Paul, pat yourself on the back, man. That's the only time you're going to see any action tonight. Let's look at these offensive.
Having a very efficient game. 7 plays and 7 points. Doesn't get much better than that.
Averaging 1 point per play. That's pretty much what you want to do in college football. Mon steps back. He throws it across the middle to Cameron Orey, 2 yards. But you really want to see A&M capitalize on field position on this drive. If they don't, are they a failure as an institution, Keith?
They should 100% fold the program and maybe even just disassemble the school.
I think College Station, Texas itself should be removed from the map.
Unincorporated.
Jayshon Corbin with a really uncharacteristic 5-yard gain. Not sure what to make of that one.
They should stop giving them the ball.
But they won't.
What a disaster. Oh, we're going to get it back.
3rd and short, and your passing game has been working all day long. What in the world are they doing?
There's no way to tell. Like, zero.
Of course not. It's a video game. Jimbo Fisher resorting to his Florida State offensive days. And now they waste great field position by punting it, directly into the end zone. At this point, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Texas A&M deserves to win this game.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not even sure they know what football is.
You can hear the crowd chanting, "Fold the program, fold the program."
It's interesting that it's coming from their own fans.
Yeah, they are
dissatisfied. They are very upset.
The culture in College Station is very much turning into a basketball school.
Yep. It's sour as of late.
Nix fakes a handoff just so he could pass it to one of his running backs. It's a first down, though, and I think Whitlow was able to get out of bounds. Auburn's still going to run a hurry up. They've got,
except for this one guy.
Yeah, taking his time. That was Whitlow.
Oh, man, what a disaster.
Nix tries to get a piggyback ride in the middle of that play. Does not work. We're down to 2 minutes and 1 second left, and Auburn called a timeout. We just didn't notice it. Nix hands the ball off. Why call a timeout and then immediately hand the ball off, Keith?
Gus Malzahn is playing chess, and we're apparently all playing badminton.
Well, call me a shuttlecock and dress me all fancy. Nix is able to get the screen pass out of the way to Whitlow. Whitlow is knocked clean out of bounds after a first down. Very nicely executed screen pass. You don't see that happen too much in NCAA 14. I'll be honest with you.
And we won't see it again.
Better not. Auburn drops back. Nix, he's scanning. He just hurls the ball as quickly as he can to nobody.
He thought that was a screen. Turns out there was nobody else over there with him.
The only blocker was a defender. Figure that one out. Nix loses 5 yards on that pass to Whitlow. And now you're looking at a 2nd and 15. What would you do in this situation, Keith?
Quick kick.
Who needs the other 2 downs?
I mean, you're still winning the game. If we all know anything about coaching, winning in the second quarter means you're going to win the ball game.
That's exactly it. You play to win the game, and that means as soon as you have a lead, you try to take a knee. Nix has gone an efficient 8 of 10. Most of his yardage coming off of one play in the beginning of the game. Nix, he panics. He runs directly into his offensive line, and everyone collapses.
Pretty sure 93 just teabagged him.
If you want respect, you got to earn respect. Auburn's out to punt.
These millennials and their Halo playing days.
And Keith, I got to be honest with you. This is some of the worst punting I've ever seen in my life.
The Texas A&M player looked like he caught a fair catch from the 33-yard line.
Truth be told, he was just waving hello at the ball as it flew over his head harmlessly.
See you later, ball.
Gonna miss you, buddy. A&M takes over. Only a minute to go, 2 timeouts. And once again, Mond under center, just like we like to see. It ain't real football if it's the shotgun formation. That's what my daddy taught me. Mon steps back. Yep, it's a needless draw play to Jashawn Corbin, who, wow, makes a lot out
somehow,
of that.
Yeah. Check that number again, Joseph. That was somebody else.
It could not have been Corbin. Someone in disguise. A&M now.
Optimus Prime.
Hikes the ball. It's a quick pass over to Davis.
Whoa.
He's got blockers. He doesn't want blockers. He tells them he can handle it on his own, and he does not.
With that patented half-step drop.
It's really a focal point of that offense there in A&M. Jimbo Fisher really thinks the half-step drop is exactly the future of college football. Well, you got to hand it to Mon for hitting the weight room. He was able to throw Derek Brown backwards. However, it was a terrible decision and will cost A&M greatly. They're down a timeout, and it's still third down. No, they didn't take a timeout. Clock's ticking.
Why would you?
Timeouts are for sissies. Man in motion for A&M. He's a blocker, though, on this play. It's a pass over the middle of Courtney Davis. That is not going to get the first down. And Auburn will call a timeout.
That's right, Jimbo. Play it safe.
Play it safe. It's 4th and inches. You don't want to risk anything. I mean, you've got Braden Mann, an All-American punter. Surely he can make something out of this.
Why would you risk that 1-point deficit?
Mann lofts a really terrible punt directly to somebody who is in threatening position, and now Auburn starts off on the correct side of the 20-yard line, but only 28 seconds left to go. Nick's back to pass. It's a screen he's setting up. He hurls the ball somehow into a running back's hands, who's able to get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Both teams looking content to run out the clock here in the first half.
He was flexing back at Bo Nix, who looks mighty pumped himself.
Look how strong I caught the ball, Bo. It's halftime. I got to be honest with you, Keith. This has been some terrible football.
Just the worst.
We've got 1 touchdown in the game so far, 2 field goals.
Oh, there's the blimp. Oh, man. We got some Fast and Furious Tokyo drifting going on.
We want to remind you, Running Out the Clock is presented by Nissan and what appears to be a 2013 Nissan Sentra. Defense, the name of the game so far, both quarterbacks taking a beating. What's your assessment of how these defensive lines have performed, Keith?
Well, they've both been gritty, large, and mostly just in the way.
As you can tell, it was a boring first half. We really only had the same 3 highlights to show you. But there's a fond memory when that one random white guy waved to his mom in the crowd and got tackled by his teammate.
Yep, and then had his back blown out by a teammate. Oh, man, Auburn's rushing yards is just the worst.
It's the saddest thing I've seen in a long, long time. And I just had to bury a loved one. Auburn, unable to move the ball outside of the one big pass play to start the game. You got to think at some point in time, A&M's going to take advantage of Auburn's offensive ineptitude.
You would think. But Jimbo is coaching that team.
You can never, ever underestimate Jimbo's ability to ruin a good thing. A&M kicking off to start the second half. This ball is looking like it's flying to the back of the end zone.
Did he just do the shuffle before he took a knee?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a dance move. It's what the kids do these days. I don't understand it.
Was he also flexing on somebody?
What do you expect to see out of Auburn on this drive?
I expect to see maybe 5 plays and then a punt.
Off to a great start. Jarvius Whitlow loses a yard on the opening rush. That brings them to whopping negative 19 yards on the day. Neither team running the ball well. An insult to football as we know it. Nix over the middle. It's a complete pass, though. That's a first down. Eli Stove, 18 yards. Auburn moving the ball. Nix has completed a stupid percentage of his passes. Oh, this is a good run, finally.
Maybe the best of the day.
I don't expect we'll see much more out of Jarvius Whitlow after that. He seems pretty gassed.
Players still running around after the play. Thought there was a fumble maybe. Turns out they're all on PCP.
Hey, man, it's the only way to play. Nix throws a man backwards. Bo Nix put him in at running back. That's 9 yards on his first legitimate carry of the game. However,
just wouldn't take no for an answer.
However, still negative rushing yardage for Auburn as a whole. It's first down, though. They fake a handoff. A&M not buying it. It's a toss out to the fullback or tight end, John Samuel Schenker. Schenker, we hardly know her. Auburn hurries back up to the line. 3 wide receivers out there. 1 player in the backfield. He's exhausted. He could barely even move. And he gains 4 yards. It's now 3rd down. These players look exhausted from this hurry-up offense.
I'm exhausted just looking at it, honestly. I don't know what to do.
I've lost track of who even has the ball. Nix drops back. They're setting up a screen, so he hurls the ball as hard as possible into the stands.
29 definitely had something to say about that.
Auburn going to try to put more points on the board for the first time since their opening drive with a long field goal attempt here on 4th and 5. The ball is up. It looks like it's got good distance. Yeah, it's through the uprights. Oh, that kicker is hyped. Let's look at it again, just for proof. Keith,
that would stand up in court.
I think that kick would have been good from 80.
At the very least. Maybe even 115.
That would have covered the length of an arena football field. A&M on the kickoff return. It's a decent little 25-yard return. Can't wait to see how A&M neglects to move the ball on this drive.
Team defense, 118 yards, 3 average.
Yep.
Our graphical guys forgot a word or something.
Three of their players are average. The rest of them, below average. A&M drops back to pass. Mond hurls the ball. It's a low pass over the middle to Jamon Osborne, who gets 10 yards and a 1st down out of the play. Nice little play. And Keith, if I'm not mistaken, Kellen Mond completed that pass to a wide receiver on the right side of the field.
Sure looked that way.
I think that Auburn should challenge the play. I don't think it was legal.
To no one's surprise here, A&M's running the hurry up.
They're running the hurry up. They're running it a lot up the middle with Jashawn Corbin. He's gaining some yardage here. He's got his yard total up over 40 yards for the game. That might be the biggest surprise.
Checks the wrong sideline.
He checks to see what Auburn's thinking of doing, hands it to Corbin. Corbin is gaining speed. He's getting a little bit more feisty as the game's gone on here, Keith. What do you think of Jashawn Corbin at this point?
Well, at halftime, he saw his average and was very embarrassed.
He cried a little.
Oh, man. I don't know what Kellen Mond had to drink at halftime, but keep it up, buddy.
Straight Everclear, and it's pretty evident. They hurry up. Mond back under center. He puts a man in motion. Drops back. Scans. Tosses out to his wide receiver. I believe that's Courtney Davis again. No, that's Jamon Osborne. Number 2, not number 1. They are very different people. They clearly have different player models, and I'm embarrassed. Bunch receivers on the right. Oh, this is a good little run after the catch by Courtney Davis. 9 yards. A&M is moving, Keith.
Auburn's fine with it, apparently.
This is all part of Gus Malzahn's strategy. It's a toss play off to the left side. And nope, Corbin doesn't go anywhere. He loses yardage.
Man. Yep. Corbin's blocker apparently suffered a brain injury on the block.
You got to use your hands, buddy. He was too afraid of a holding call. Didn't want to reach out. Daniel Thomas for the defense apparently threw up a little going fishing celebration. A&M tosses off to the right side. Oh, that's dangerous. That's why you don't throw to the right, Kellen Mond.
I feel like we've told him this before.
But he never learns. A&M having to settle once again for a super lame field goal attempt. I'm embarrassed. Are you?
It's an embarrassment of football, Joseph.
This is terrible. But the kick is good. And guess what? Surprise, surprise, A&M still losing.
Where slow motion cam did confirm that ball did go through the uprights.
It's the highest technology that we have. That's right, the highest technology. That doesn't mean anything. Kick goes out the back of the end zone. We're
this
looking
guy's
at
bored.
He's asking to be subbed out of the game.
Coach, can I go home?
He's wanting to transfer. Yes, he enters himself into the transfer portal in the middle of the game. It's a fake sweep play in which Bo Nix promptly follows the wide receiver he faked the ball to and loses yardage. No, I guess he gained some. Oh, I think that's a false start there, Keith.
I mean, you're
Thank
4
you,
games
Keith.
in.
Keith, so just me, is our referee kind of a Slender Man look-alike? Did you see his legs?
Yes, I am leaving the broadcast now.
And he's following you. Jatarvius Whitlow, 6 yards on the carry. Auburn, 3rd and 7, still knee-deep in their own territory.
Oh, wow. There's a situation happening here.
There's a fight.
Somebody take him into the dark room.
I don't know if you
lined
noticed.
Up 5 yards deep.
I don't know if you noticed, but Nix was dead set on staying in his formation and getting the ball hiked to him. He refused to move. Now 3rd and 12 for the Tigers. A&M's bringing a little bit of a rush there. Oh, goodness gracious alive. DeBoyne Renfro should have had that pick. I'm kind of shocked by how many players have had the ball hit them in the hands and then drop it to the ground.
There's the old adage of that's why they play defense.
I've never heard that before in my life. Did you make that up?
Pretty sure I did. Is this the first punt return that we've had?
I think
or
so.
Kick return period?
I mean, it's the first one worth noting because Rashad Paul takes it over that midfield stripe, and A&M starting this drive on the correct side of the ball. How far of a field goal do you think they're going to have to attempt on this drive?
At least 40.
It might be farther than that.
Scratch that, 78.
The defensive lines of these two teams, I mean, we knew it was a strength for Auburn. I'm a little bit shocked by how good A&M's has been, but Auburn's defensive line has been eating Kellen Mond alive tonight, Keith.
It's been quite graphic.
This really should not be viewed on national television.
Yeah, we should have ended the broadcast hours ago.
This would be a great time to give a shout out to our people in the booth, including producer of this broadcast, Quentin Tarantino. Mond checks the sidelines, scratches his butt, throws it off to the right side. No surprise, that ball is bouncing, and leaves the stadium. It's now 3rd and 19. A&M started this drive on the correct side of the 50. They're about to get a safety, I'm pretty sure. Mond, all the time in the world, heaves it downfield. He's got a man open, and oh my goodness. Courtney Davis takes this ball all the way down to the goal line. I was not expecting that.
Nobody was.
A&M deciding this is the correct time to run a hurry-up offense. They get down to the goal line. It looks like they're going to have 14 people on the line of scrimmage, and Jashawn Corbin in the backfield. Yep, that about sums things up for Texas A&M.
As scheduled, it's time to start their march backwards.
Mercifully, that was ruled a forward pass somehow. Kellen Mond's hand didn't move, but they drop back into what looks like the exact same play. Mond decides he has a vendetta against a student out there in the student section, hurls the ball directly into his face. It's now 3rd and goal after what was the most electric play A&M has had all night.
Maybe even all year.
This is it for them. Jashawn Corbin, finally, A&M decides to do the right thing. Hands the ball to Jashawn Corbin, who, well, Jashawn Corbin? I think our graphics guys have been hitting the sauce a little hard tonight.
And then a move that makes a whole lot of sense, they're going for 2.
Well, you got to make sure that you're 7 points up, I guess, and they will be. Look at that. A&M surprisingly whips out a 7-point lead on the Auburn Tigers behind a deep pass, Mond to Courtney Davis, and then Jashawn Corbin a few plays later bouncing the ball into the end zone. Kind of against the...
just covered in blood.
Covered in blood. They sacrificed a few goats before this game to make sure they had a victory, and it looks like it's paying off for them. Oh, there's poor Oliver. He's still on the team. He's still sad about it. Auburn looking to answer. If you're Auburn, what do you try to do here on this drive, Keith?
Gain positive yards.
I don't know if that's going to work out for him, but we'll see. Whitlow starts it off strong, 7 yards. 2nd and 3 now for the Tigers. We're getting to the end of the 3rd quarter. They're hoping to get one more playoff for some reason. They do. Ooh, good Lord. And there's a decapitation in the middle of the field.
Wish they hadn't done that.
Mistake. Somehow we will get another play here in the third quarter. Nix fakes the handoff. He takes it off to the left side. This is a good little run from Bo Nix. He points at someone, lets them know that they owe him some money, gets 19 yards on the carry, and that'll bring us to the fourth quarter. A&M now with the lead behind that long pass and Jashawn Corbin's touchdown run and 2-point conversion. Keith, what do you expect to see here in the fourth?
A&M is just completely taking control of the ball game, and I expect them to promptly lose it.
I'm thinking 24-17 in the next couple of minutes.
Easy.
Nix in the shotgun. He hikes the ball. He fakes the handoff. It's a little veer run. He's getting good yardage. My goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Bo Nix really picking up steam as the game has gone on here. He's now got 21 yards rushing, but you know that he's lost so much on sacks that he probably has 150 yards. Nix once again on the fake handoff. A&M fighting hard. So far tonight, A&M has bit hard on a play action to start the game, and now both of these little veer runs, they're biting hard. Will A&M ever catch on?
Doubtful.
A&M's catching on is listed as doubtful for the rest of the game. Another false start. This is just getting pretty ugly. I think the only penalties we've had this whole time are false starts.
We're just trying to add to the yard total.
Bo Nix says, "Guys, give me 5 more." He meant he wanted them to block for him. They misunderstood. Nix now, he hands the ball off to Cam Martin on this one run, and now I guess you see A&M's biting hard on the fakes paying off for them somehow. Our producers decided there was no reason to see that replay. Get out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, why would you? It was a terrible play.
2nd and 20. We apologize for putting that play up there clearly by mistake. Nix back in the shotgun. He's got pressure. He heaves the ball out. Oh, my gosh. Cam Martin, safe to say, is going to have to go through concussion protocol before he's allowed back in the game.
Auburn completely abandoning the option running game.
Everything that was working well for them is making it too easy. Need more of a challenge. Nix heaves the ball down the field. He throws that thing, I think, to the mascot, Aubie, and that's going to be an incomplete pass.
Surely he understands that he can't catch the ball.
Well, you know, Aubie, to his defense, did check in as an eligible receiver, but he had run out the back of the end zone. It's a long kick, and he missed it.
Just an embarrassment to his disposition and his kind.
It's safe to say this man is being exiled from the kicking community as we speak. And I don't know how else to word it, Keith, but that kick actually looked pretty good on the replay. I couldn't tell.
Is there a conspiracy here?
Looks like A&M paid the rest.
Oof.
Corbin, a hard-fought 2 yards somehow. He's still rocking a nice sub-3-yard average on the game. Looks like A&M's running strategy has not so much been pick up yards in bunches as it has been give the ball to Corbin so much that his legs fall off by the end of the game.
I mean, if you hand him the ball 100 times, he's going to get 100 yards.
Keith, you've got a lead at this point in the game. There's only a few minutes left. Why are you still running a hurry up?
Well, if there's anything that you know about Jimbo Fisher, it's that he doesn't know what he's doing.
He's often been quoted as saying that no lead is as big as he wants it to be for his inevitable collapse. They get a first down on that play somehow, and now Mon back to pass again. He throws it off to the left side of the field. It's Jalen Weidermeyer, 3 yards for Weidermeyer.
You got to love this 2-minute offense, Joseph.
Completely unnecessary and completely entertaining. There's one tight end unable to find his way back to the line of scrimmage. He tries to line up for Auburn. They correct him. He finally gets over to the right side. Mon now drops back. He heaves it off to the left side, just throws it away. Really unsure how that's not intentional grounding. Thanks, Obama. Here we are again. 3rd and 7. A&M needing, well, I just said it, 7 yards. So no real surprises now. Mon decides a half-step drop is not enough. Decides to just grab the ball from the center and immediately throw it away. They're punting.
Yeah, when the play call is a quick kick, you have to actually kick it.
Mon, misunderstanding the rules of football, thought that was a pretty good punt. You know what is not a good punt? What we just witnessed from All-American Braden Mann. He's disappointed in himself. Look at him.
He's also moments away from exile.
He's also moments away from evaporating. Did you see how pale that man was?
That man is the definition of Ireland.
Oh, it's a nice little run off to the left side. Whitlow has some yardage. For once in his godforsaken life, positive yardage for Jatarvius Whitlow. He somehow got 47 yards on the day and a decent 6.7 yard average. Are you as shocked as I am by that?
Very.
He's got good vision there by Whitlow on that run. Only 5 yards, but he was able to avoid losing yardage, getting hit in the backfield. Auburn trying to make that last push here on this drive. And they're going to do it behind the feet of Whitlow, who is puked on the field.
He's very lost.
He doesn't know where he is, but he knows where he's supposed to go, and that's down the field. He's now got 59 yards. And, I mean, just look at him. He's gassed. You got to feel bad for him. He's going to die if they don't stop this.
While somehow still being productive.
Somebody, please throw in the towel. Can't you tell that Whitlow is dying in here? It's like watching
He's on the
Apollo
verge
Creed.
of taking a nap.
It's like watching Apollo Creed in his last match.
Oof.
Whitlow gasping for air. Again, though, good yardage for Whitlow. He's still fighting forward. He just caught an elbow to the side of the head, pops right back up. Yeah, I just saw it. He's bleeding out of his ears. He doesn't know what's happening anymore. His brain is hemorrhaging. He's still on the field. Mad respect to him. Though at this point, I mean, you got to give him a breather. He just decided to run directly into the Texas A&M defensive line like it's what he was supposed to do.
It was coming at some point.
Keith, you run a hurry-up offense that much, eventually your entire offensive line is going to be exhausted. How much gas do you think they have left in this tank here?
Well, probably a full tank because they haven't done anything the rest of the game.
Do you think Gus Malzahn's just been playing his second-string offensive lineman this entire time, saving his first stringers for the end of the game? I would.
That sounds like a very Gus Malzahn thing to do.
The screen pass to Martin, no surprise, goes nowhere. Screen passes do not work in this game. It's now 3rd and 16. Everything that was going well for Auburn seems to have been stifled by their own hurry-up offense. Nick's back to pass. He's got hit in the backfield twice. It takes 2 hits to take him down, but fact of the matter is Nix loses yardage when he really could not afford to lose yardage. You got a minute and a half left, and you're down. Do you go for it here, Keith?
Well, you have to.
I mean, you don't have to.
Well,
apparently Malzahn doesn't.
Yep.
Malzahn doesn't think he has to. He's going to punt it. And if I know anything about punts, this ball's going straight into the end zone.
Turns out you were 100% right.
Somebody has really got to instruct these punters on what it is they're supposed to be doing. You'd think we had this thing set on like rookie mode. I don't know. A&M needs to burn the clock here. I fully expect to see a hurry-up offense once again. Corbin gets a first down on his first carry here, and you just got to feel like this is probably it for the Auburn Tigers.
Seems that way.
It's another handoff to Corbin on the right side. He's got a little bit of yardage, a little bit of room. He goes out of bounds, but he went out, I guess, voluntarily or something. Auburn spins their second timeout. A&M here 7 yards away from pay dirt in a metaphorical sense, of course. Corbin hit in the backfield. That's a great play by the Auburn Tigers here. They don't have much time left, or they don't have any more timeouts, but they did just get a second down stop. If they can get a stop here, Keith, they might be able to have enough time for, to like throw the ball away and, cause a turnover or something like that.
Yeah. Hurry up offense and punt the ball.
Yep. As per tradition. Oh, this is a face mask call? Did Auburn just face mask on a successful third down? They did.
Just an undisciplined penalty.
And that's going to do it. That's going to be ball game. A&M's going to be able to come out here in a victory formation, take a couple of knees, and wind the clock down. Knowing Jimbo, I'm sure he'll do a hurry up into the victory formation, though. That seems like something he'd do. But
I mean, he's got places to go, man.
He had dinner reservations. He needs to hurry this thing up. Keith, Texas A&M's going to walk out of here with a come-from-behind victory. An uninspired first half leads into a second half in which they finally got the ball rolling. They took a knee, and now they're actually running the ball. Seems like poor sportsmanship, but all right.
Yeah, Jimbo's just showing off at this point.
So what's your big takeaways here from the Aggies and their come-from-behind victory over Auburn?
I'm more concerned with the fact that the Auburn Tigers defensive line just stalked their way up to the line of scrimmage in a very weird display of masculinity.
Well, I guess they felt like they hadn't been able to prove their manhood anywhere else in this game. They had to mark their territory there at the end. That's going to do it here from College Station. Auburn looked like they started off strong with a big-time touchdown pass, 70-something yards, but A&M able to grind away a few field goals and one massive pass to Courtney Davis that set up the Jayshon Corbin touchdown run, the only actual touchdown for the Aggies today. Corbin named the player of the game. Keith, any final thoughts on this particular matchup?
This game was so terrible that I don't even remember that first touchdown.
Yeah, we just saw a replay of it, but I honestly couldn't tell you anything about it.
Nope.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us on this god-awful display of college football. We apologize to you, dear listener and watcher, viewer, that you even had to tune into this. Final score from College Station. Texas A&M, something good. Auburn, something worse than what they got. This has been a Running Out the Clock broadcast. This has been Game Film by Running Out the Clock. I'm your friend Joseph Craven. Tune in to our YouTube channel in the future for more game previews such as this one, and maybe even a fictional simulated SEC sometime in the future. Keith, thank you for joining me on what will go down in history as a bad game of football. Well, I was kind of hoping you'd say something.
Oh,
Keith.
Yes, you're welcome. Sorry, this game put me into a trance.
Keith's asleep. I'm about to do the same. Good night from all of us here at Running Out the Clock.